following message is being transmitted at the request of the Boundless PodTrap movie review and the guys of the BPT. What you are about to hear contains spoilers to movies. If you don't want to hear these spoilers, please disengage your listening device at this time. If you can't handle those with a possible differing view on a movie, you may also want to disengage your listening device at this time. Stay tuned for a movie review that only the guys at the Boundless PodTrap can give you.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to BPT Movie Review Episode 42.
Yeah, how'd that happen?
There was some reason...
You ruined my fours.
I'm sorry.
Also, I still think we need to use an updated version of that theme song that I sent you. That metal one.
Well, yeah, on Baby Driver, you're like, this is episode 40. And I'm like, it says 41.
It does. We recorded it as 40. Yeah. And then
Justin got behind. And
I got behind on things.
He had to release the Departed episode, which is fine.
I think that was better than the intro of the next episode anyways.
You guys did make me want to see Baby Driver.
You haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it.
It's on Voodoo.
Listening to the movie review is pretty much like seeing it, so.
Justin gave it the worst score, so that should tell you, like...
And it was a good
that means
score,
it's going to be really good.
It was a good score,
his math took a hit that day, though.
I mean,
everything
9 plus 9 plus
Justin
7.5 was
Romeo and
apparently
Juliet,
a set.
so, I mean, if he hates this one, that's got to be good.
All of my stuff are usually just right below average. Like, his is usually pretty high.
Yeah.
Lonnie is, like, all over the board.
Yeah, depending on
Well, we're going to be talking about
AJ
today.
His average may take a hit today.
Speaking of which, this is supposed to be Lonnie's movie, which he is not here for. He has to watch... Oh.
What is that?
I thought that was a cool, like, sound edit you added for
the bass
drop.
I like that. No, that's my family leaving. She's
Bye,
gonna
family.
go beat some people up at volleyball, I guess.
Oh, that's a car in a
tournaments.
Oh, she's coming back.
The garage is right behind
I thought you meant
no,
she's leaving you. Well,
yeah.
Well,
there's always tomorrow.
She's leaving me. Anyways, so
my marriage is in shambles.
Now that our marriage is over, we are going to be reviewing 1984's
Screams 19
Furious.
Which is why his wife is leaving him. She had to watch
You know
this
what?
with him.
I feel like I hate movies from the 80s.
It
depends on the movie, though.
It's tough to get into the old style.
Well,
Granted,
you were talking about we were in a group message. We're at the time of recording. We're going to see Ghostbusters tomorrow. Brian's not because he says he's got a feeling. It's gonna suck.
Got a feeling.
And he was talking about nostalgia, and I was like, I actually think the first one's just fine.
I think so too. The first one works.
I think it's fine though. Like more.
It's
than
good. I think
the originals are good. They're not like amazing
a 7
movies.
That's Lonnie's
but I think
favorite movie.
I know, but that's
1980 somethings. Ghostbusters, but
it's definitely better than the second. So the new one that just came out, the Afterlife.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's an 8.5 maybe. Like I like that one. So I think it's better than definitely better than Ghostbusters 2.
I haven't seen any of the new Ghostbusters.
Well,
people were talking about
we're gonna go see the new one tomorrow.
Was it way back in 1980 something? Dune and Ghostbusters went to the theater. Now 19? Dune and Ghostbusters were in the theaters, and now Dune and Ghostbusters are in the theaters.
I do remember seeing something like that. There's not a lot of movies to me that like hold up from the 80s. I just don't think.
It depends.
I don't know. Like.
Was
the only one I can think of right now is
Rocky?
Batman 89.
I
mean, I guess
get past Rocky.
No, Rocky. I love Creed. The Creed movies. I love those movies. But the Rocky movies are kind of dull to me.
Oh.
Yeah, I could see that.
Trash.
I'm not a big boxing fan.
I wouldn't say trash.
But I do like I do take pictures when I'm in Philly of his statue, like the underdog style stuff. I'm a big rooter for underdog.
Yeah.
But this movie
Did there need to be 27 of them? Probably not. Maybe.
It's a cash grab.
Maybe not.
You know how Sly does.
Maybe go fuck yourself. Anyway, let's get back on track here. So that was my fault.
What is this movie?
Weird.
Furious. 1984's Furious. There's a lot
not
of
2017's, which I almost watched until I
would have been better.
Probably.
I have so many things I want to pick at of this movie. I said that weird.
Yeah.
So it is, as Lonnie stated in the last one, our Internet Movie Database has this as martial arts heroes battles aliens from the astral plane for control of the universe. That's not it at all.
No, they like go down the block and suddenly they went from, I don't know, some backyard.
I called it the
cabin.
I called it South Dakota.
Suddenly a city.
It's in like some stupid.
And they were stealing cocks?
Knockoff Power Rangers Command Center.
Dude, I thought I'm saying I watched better Power Rangers than this.
But yes.
It's not.
So it's written and directed by two guys, Tim Everett and Tom Sartori. It is a two-man crew. Like, there is nobody else. There's a lot of names, like in the credits. Those are made-up names. There's like, Simon Rhee, his brother Philip Rhee are our main guys. Simon plays Simon. Yep, Rhee, which is redoing a redo.
Yep, redoing a redo.
Yeah.
That's exactly what
That's what this needs.
Yep.
No, it doesn't.
No. I don't hear, this is kind of exciting to me because I don't hear Justin be negative on a movie very often. So
I don't know if I'm saying it positive, but I mean this negatively. I'm not sorry, Lonnie. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm not sorry.
Lonnie probably hates this movie. He hasn't even seen it. He just picked a random movie he wanted to see.
I'll give you his rating here soon. But I mean, like, it's his pick.
But I mean,
we're going to be doing that.
I'm back, baby.
Yes. Welcome back, Brian, by the way.
Here again, by the way.
Brian was awesome enough to grace us with his presence, and he's got some stuff he's going to be talking about in the next few weeks. So I'm excited to get to that. But anyways, back onto this movie. Arlene Montano.
I'm an air quote when you say that movie.
Yeah, it is a project. Lonnie doesn't pick movies; he picks projects, and this was
a project to get through.
This it was. That it was. I felt like every 10 minutes I looked back at the clock and I'm like, I can turn this off right now and get the same satisfaction.
So I got commercials and I walked away twice and almost didn't come back.
Yeah, so when you see it and you saw it was like, oh, it's only 62 minutes or whatever. I'm like, cool. And then 20 minutes into it, I'm like, why is this already 3 hours long?
Yeah.
It does not have a Rotten Tomatoes score. I usually give out Rotten Tomatoes scores, but this movie does not even have. It's like he said. It's like I guess it's just a project.
It has an Internet Movie Database rating of 4.6,
which is very generous.
Yeah. Before we get too much into this, let me get your guys's. I'll do one for you since we gave like the description. You tell me what this movie is about.
Oh, this movie is. It's. I don't know what the plot is.
Yeah,
because.
I feel like they had some props on set and they're like, use this.
All right.
Yeah, like that horn thing.
Try this. I thought it was a dinosaur, like raptor claw.
Oh my God. That would have been better. It's about a guy whose, is it girlfriend or sister?
It's supposed to be a sister.
Dies.
We think.
And he avenges her death.
We think they.
Which I'll get into that scene in a minute because I don't know if anybody noticed it, but.
Is there a guy who looks like Brian who...
No, well, that is awesome in this movie. I literally can't tell you the plot of this movie because it doesn't make any sense to me. He like goes on a revenge tour, but then like halfway through the movie, like he's avenged or whatever. And then he goes and beats up a grandma. I swear to God, I thought it was a grandma at first. And then I realized it was a dude. And I was like, well, this is so confusing. And then he punched her on the floor and like hit his head on the floor like 8 times, which... What? Am I doing my review or am I doing a synopsis?
No,
I don't
synopsis.
even know.
You're nailing it. I mean, yep.
Lead it into your review if you want. Your rating
down.
Your rating.
I thought, and this is the first line of my little review that I wrote here. I thought the story was terrible. It did not make any sense to me what was going on. There were people stealing chickens, and there was horns that were turning, and then there was nunchucks almost all the time. Some lady was really enjoying her food and then got upset that there was some screaming going on. Was there size? I didn't see the size.
Very slow moving size.
No, but they didn't ever use sighing every time I watched.
No, they used the size in the field.
Well, they did. Yeah. But he
my neck hurts from shaking my head at this movie. So
I love movies like this, but not this, you know?
Yeah. So the fights were the only thing that I enjoyed watching, and not because they're good, but because they're bad. Ridiculously amusing. Like people get thrown off of like a log or like a log bridge or whatever.
No, they don't. They jump off.
Yeah.
That one guy almost pierced his head on that corner,
I did
though.
See that. But every time they get like thrown off, they're like whoa, or just like something ridiculous. Like I like laughing out loud a few times at this movie because of how stupid it really is.
I feel like Kung Pao was made to correct this movie.
Maybe. I think the sound effects are terrible. They're very Vala's pumpkin patch quality sound
They
effects.
had
in
a
this
dog with human voice. It was like, woof.
And a pig.
Woof.
I like when that guy did that kick and the dog ran away. He's
Yes.
like, oh no. Yeah.
It's like, what did you bring the dog out for? The dog came out with the guy and then he left.
The main fight scenes either sound like me jerking off or somebody using a fuse box switch. The last fight was, I literally thought somebody was flipping a fuse box switch every time they hit each other. That's all it sounded like to me.
What about the rip-off Devo band?
If this was just random fight scenes on YouTube, I'd probably enjoy this more. But I give this a 2. Only because of the fight scenes. That it made me laugh out loud a few times. So I can't give it the worst score because it did make me laugh out loud a few times. So, but it was so bad, not in a good way. Like it's, oh my God.
I don't even know if this is like one of those so bad movies you could go and watch to enjoy
I think
how
Rob
bad
would
it
love
is.
this movie. I think we should convince Rob
Seems-
that he and Daisy have to watch this movie because
This movie changed my
I think
life.
Daisy would kill him afterwards.
Like I don't even know if drugs could save this movie. Like
That's
watching
what
this
I
movie
was
on
gonna
drugs,
say. I don't
even
think
know.
if I was high, maybe I would have enjoyed this more. Maybe in a group when we're all high or something. I don't know. It's bad.
What about you, Brian?
Well, I have one thing to
It
say
was
about
bad
this
when it was
movie.
supposed to be bad.
Go home, Simon. Go home, Simon.
Oh,
Go home.
That was my
Simon.
favorite scene.
so that's what I was gonna bring up. Did you? When he got further away, he like whispered it. It was like,
Simon.
Go home, Simon. Yes.
I was like, oh my God. That's when I laughed out loud too. So
Yeah, I'm right there with John. The sound editing is terrible. Even at the beginning when they're just walking through
my
through the
God.
field and like. Okay, so what
and
are
that
the,
choreography is also terrible.
it's so slow, which I can't believe. I'm surprised these guys. They must have had a lot of projects get better and be
No,
good
they did
for
not.
Marvel.
Okay, no. Simon and Philip.
Garfunkel?
Yes, I give them. Go ahead. I want to finish
Okay.
your review first.
Well,
I got some
anyways, yeah.
stuff.
So sound effects are terrible. The choreography is terrible. The story makes no sense.
Yeah, I can't even tell you a story.
Like they even tell you like, oh, the box is so that you can get into the afterlife or whatever they called it. But then you get to the box and that's not what the box does at all.
Yeah, that didn't.
And the sister like finds the box first, but then she's like, nah, I'm not gonna get it, even though that's what she's after. Anyways,
Well, that guy killed her or whatever.
Did you
with
just
a
give up
stick.
on your review?
well,
He's like, whatever.
it's just okay. So honestly, I thought about giving this movie a 0
Oh.
because it is an hour-long movie that feels like it's 4 hours long. But the choreography got a little better at the end. The last few fight scenes, I was
Yeah.
like, okay, it's a little better than at the beginning. So I'll give them 1 for improvement and and going, just putting it out there that hopefully they had fun doing this.
All right, Justin.
Ooh.
This
So
was
on the
tough.
box, it says karate
is
heroes
tough.
fight aliens for
Nobody
control
watched
of the
this.
astral
There
plane.
was no aliens.
There was no aliens. No, there
I
was
thought
a.
I was missing something.
There was
'Cause
barbarians,
I was,
maybe.
like, so
Yes.
not into
They're
it.
supposed to be like Mongolians.
Yeah, okay.
But they're Canadian. They're doing a Canadian call. They're like,
What was that, pig and alien?
Oh, I forgot
He's
about
no longer
the
of this
random
world.
screaming.
Yes.
Oh,
the thing
oh.
is those guys were right next to him. He was calling his guys, and they're like 5 feet away. Why are you? Hoo-hoo? They're right there. Fucking talk to them. The person you're chasing is way up the hill, and that was unsafe to begin
It's
with.
way up the hill.
Yeah.
You were so angry with
She wasn't even supposed to be climbing the location in which they were. She didn't have permission to get up on that hill. There was no wires, whatever. It was relatively steep, I guess.
Oh.
So the Tim Everett dude, the Tom Sartori. Let me get into my rating. Let me wrap this around. I am going to echo a lot of what you guys said. Simon Rhee and Philip Rhee, the Rhees, are really good. They're very talented. But they were in a movie where directors and writers and cinematographers or whatever, it's the same people, had no idea what the fuck they were doing. They don't know how to film action. We
could have done way better with this.
You know how certain people watch movies that have like gunplay and then they can call certain things out. It's like, that was 8 shots in a 6 shooter. Like what, I do the same thing with martial arts. I'm like, You could have set up that shot so the move would sell. And the thing is, they hardly did any second takes. Only around the time where like the Buddha statue is where they did more 2-take stuff. Everything else was one and done. It was one take, let's move it. One take, let's move it. And they wanted to use all of their film and scat and get whatever.
You say scat?
I did. And that's not what I mean. I'm a scat man.
Some scat in this movie might have been more entertaining.
So,
no? Not a
again,
scat guy?
I am going to give, I don't know if I want to say the highest rating. It's not the highest rating.
It's the highest rating in this room.
Of
probably.
you guys, yes. I'm going to give it a 3, but because I did enjoy some of the martial art play towards the end. I thought a lot of the stuff was very rushed,
That last
harsh.
fight was way too long.
It was. And
the helicopter air shot or whatever the fuck that
they didn't have anything choreographed.
No.
They started something out and then they were just fucking around. These are brothers. They probably did some stuff along, growing up. So they're just winging it. But the director doesn't know the difference. I've seen some trailers of this guy's Tim Everett of some of his other movies. I'm like, oh my God, you are just horrible. You're a great computer animator. Some of the stuff that he's done, I'm like, that's wicked awesome. The stuff that you write and direct, don't do that. Nope.
Don't do it.
All right, so Lonnie, being that he is not here, he did submit his rating for this movie. He gave me no write-up, and I'm just going to leave it at that. He gave it a 5, which gives us a BPT rating of 3.
Yeah.
Wow.
Meanwhile,
3 sounds about right.
Meanwhile, the first season of X-Men 97 has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
Nice.
And a 95 from the viewers.
But yes, so this movie, a few
I'm
fun
so
facts.
excited to watch this when I get home because I can erase whatever.
John is great at taking things off.
I was,
out.
again, every 10 minutes, I'm looking at this like, what the fuck? Like, I can turn this off. And the payoff that I get at that point is going to be the same 10 minutes later and the same 10 minutes later. It's like, again, there is no aliens in this. They go into like what they call an astral plane.
What was the pig?
What was the pig? Oh, yes. Yeah, he turns into a pig at the very end. The sorcerer turns into a pig.
Why? Who knows?
Because
apparently when
he shot his
magic
fireball
on the mirror,
it
doesn't
shot
turn you
him
into a
back.
chicken when it's against a mirror.
Yes.
It's a pig when it's against the mirror.
It's a different farm
There
animal.
were a lot of cocks in that movie.
That it was.
Yeah, maybe they lost all their cocks at that
And that's
point.
another thing I was thinking about.
Bring in
I'm
the
like,
pig.
Ran away.
they're showing the grandmas eating the chicken. I'm like, is that the students from the dojo?
Right.
Because everybody else was being turned into a chicken.
Oh,
Well, when he opened
I
that
bet you that
lid,
was kind
maybe
of
that's
a-
why the heads were there.
Yeah,
He
that
flips
was
the table.
that was definitely that. I didn't catch on. You got to everyone in the restaurant eating chickens. That makes sense, actually.
That lady loved her chicken, by the way.
That she did. They were just showing old ladies who were just
Human.
She looked like my old
And
librarian.
then she
at
like
my
looked
high
at the
school.
guy nunchucking and she's like, oh.
Yeah.
There's a guy. I'll get that.
I'm pretty sure she didn't know she was being filmed at any time in this. They just went to a restaurant.
Just some lady with dementia.
Is he reading the menu or is he just like looking over the menu?
He didn't
the whole
even
time?
order.
I
They
couldn't
brought him his
tell.
food.
Hey, I used to be like that at Ming's. I would just say, hold up.
You
a
know who
number.
I want.
I was
One or
so
two.
confused at first too, because like they kill his sister, and then he goes.
She was
and-
hot, by the way.
She was good looking.
That was-
I'll
I
give her
think-
that was a plus.
I think that was Simon's actual wife. Might have been Philip's actual wife.
Maybe
And then
both.
she wasn't an actress, but she was just kind of winging it.
I noticed.
Well, her at the end.
And her hitting that guy with a stick. Oh my God.
Yeah, they were just like bump, bump. And she's a very skilled martial artist. But
Well,
this doesn't read
Scared
well
to hit
for
a
people who don't know
motherfucker.
how to film action. I've been on some sets where things were, or action was needed. And like, I felt like I had to take over. One of the sets in particular is like a director who some people don't like to work with anymore because of certain things that had happened. We're not going to get into that, but he's probably gotten better since. But I had to scoot him out of the way. I'm like, no, none of this shit's going to read well if you are trying to film it like this. It's like looking from a single lens. You have to kind of work things backwards. So the people who get attacked are kind of like the second. So yeah, the camera on which you are placed, that's like your primary. The people who are taking the hits need to sell it. And then your star is pretty much the last person you need to worry about. That's the last and the priority. As long as they know what they need to do, everything else is going to make them look good. That's pretty much the order you need to work it in. But
that is not what
they
happened.
did not do that here at all. There's a few shots where I'm like, that could have been more.
All of them, all
Yeah,
the shots,
pretty much. All right, so I'm gonna go through this a little bit here.
I did like the burnt. No, we'll get to it when we get to it.
So Philip Ree, another fun fact. On the last day of filming, he approached
Killed him.
he approached the director and he's like, is this supposed to be a comedy? Like,
Yeah.
they didn't even know what it was.
It seems, I mean, because it seems like it's
yes.
one of those bad kung fu movies meant to be
Like
bad.
on purpose. Like what's that movie we reviewed that you put out? The black one.
Oh, Black Dynamite?
Yeah, Black
That's
Dynamite.
supposed to be.
Yes, that's what I would thought this was going for. But then I was like, wait, are they serious? Wait, you couldn't tell.
You couldn't tell.
Literally could not tell at all. And it does.
Doesn't help that I'm not really big into these kind of like kung fu movies. I've never been a huge kung fu
What
guy.
about Kung Fu Panda?
I used to watch a lot of these, like the Shaolin Temple, Hidden Gates, and Jade Dagger, all these like awesome kung fu flicks that they try to give tribute to their master. But in like, okay, if I was to tell you what I think the story is, Simon used to train with Master Chan, Sensei Chan, and then for some reason, Sensei Chan corrupted his ways and his school went dark or so. They had like this huge ass building with like 14 people in it. I'm like, man, you're renting out a lot of space for nothing.
It's a lot of chicken rooms.
Yes. I guess that's where they, and that's what their shipment is probably chickens. All their bad students getting hauled off to the restaurant there in cohorts
Still
with.
want wings, by the way.
I do too.
We should have done.
I do.
We should have done it.
So,
It's my bad.
yes, he ends up facing his, and I don't get that because the master had all of the medallions. He gave Simon one medallion, and the three of the people he worked with had the medallions. Why didn't you just fucking take all the medallions and go do your shit then? Like, what else did you need? He didn't have the hook. The hook was given to him, wasn't it? I forget exactly.
I don't.
Hard to say.
It's in my notes here, so we're going to just go right through this here. So just before the title screen, we see the magician performing a few basic flourishes. I'm convinced that the third one was fucked up and not supposed to fling out of his hand, but they kept it. Most everything in this is like, fucking keep it.
Yeah.
Like he has like a card
I'm
or something
convinced
like
they
that.
filmed this in 62 minutes or whatever.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because there was no second takes.
That's why they were running
Probably
out of
70
daylight
tops.
towards the end.
Yeah.
So for me, it kind of showed me what kind of film this is. You even hear the in that third one where he messes up. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm like, you kept all of the bad stuff in there. I do like the grouping of magic and ninja, like the Kuji-en style, the mudras, the hand symbols. I'm like, are we going to do something with this? They never really reverted back to that. The magician's shit was like a Dracula, like, possession type of thing. Like,
It was unnecessary. It served no purpose.
This was frustrating. Lonnie. So there's a helicopter shot going over a prairie hill. Some lady in red. Not too clear if they're walking like a musketeer because it was all like slow-mo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Then you realize, oh, wait, she's running. It's in slow-mo. There's like three guys chasing her. One of them looks like you
barbarian.
a little bit.
Barbarian Brian.
So it's a very relaxed chase because they're just like,
Yeah.
like
Looks
she's not
they're
out of
just kinda
breath.
chilling. Just like, so at first, yeah, you didn't know if she's running from them or are they playing tag? What's going on?
She looks like she's just moseying about to survive.
Yeah.
You are in no hurry to save your life. And then again, they were in no hurry to catch her either. They're just like, la 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 la, or whatever they was. I'll put it in.
She starts climbing the mountain. She's like 10 feet above him, and the guy's got to like do the little hand gesture with his hand above his
Yeah.
eyes, like, oh my God, she's so far. And then they pan to her, and she's like 5 feet from him.
They could have just snagged her right there. These white Mongolian guys are calling to each other. It's, I'm frustrated already this far in. But yeah, no, two of the Mongolian Gualao are easily dispatched by her while she's climbing. Like she's climbing, and there's a part where one of them goes all the way up the hill, and she has her arms on like the cliff, and she lets off her arms to like try to grab something else. I'm like, you're standing. You're not even on the hill anymore. But yeah, so she has like this dinosaur claw, which seems to be like a navigating tool, a compass or something like that. It's leading her to this box that has like a skull next to it. These three Mongolian Guaylo, they seem to respawn. After she picks a few of them off, they come back. I mean, like, is the guy dead or not? I mean, they are using the same actors over and over. They're recycling characters.
I don't understand what she was doing with the box either. She sees it. She's like, oh,
She couldn't get to it.
My dinosaur claws are pointing towards it. It was like 2 feet in front of her. What do you mean she can get to it? But then she was like, nah, I'm bored of this already.
Yeah, it's almost like she did get bored. Like, I forgot my line. Let's just.
Well, the
keep
guy
going.
had like the Mongolian dude who got up there. He had like the cool ass shurikens.
I think you mean alien, barbarian alien. It's not
I don't know what
Apparently.
But yeah, she waves a bow staff, catching them in the wood, and throws them back, delivering a most vicious shuriken, small of the back kill. She's just like, she like spanks him almost.
It was bad.
A most vicious shuriken.
I definitely stopped it at that point and went and watched it a different day because I was like, I'm not in the mood for this right now.
Like
That's
it
twice
gets
that's happened with Lonnie movies.
it gets reviews. Like there are people who are praise stuff like this, but Lonnie has different interests, and I love that he does this though because it introduces me to certain things. Like I could not stand Begotten, but there was a lot of underlying, latent, yes, things in there that I was able to pull out, but it was horrendous to watch. And this is kind of like that, but it is a little bit more entertaining because it has, if you want to call martial arts. After this, we're introduced into Simon Rhee as Simon.
Yeah, she died somehow. I forget. We forgot to tell you that she got killed.
Yes. So one of the guys just
the guy
pretty much
pokes a stick in her face, but
we don't know
they
that.
Show it.
We don't know that. We just know she
just-
gets poked with it.
Yeah,
And he
dead
looks
now.
very angry when he does it. He's like, arr, arr. That's it.
Yeah, she dead.
I guess.
I think.
So Simon is
I guess
he's watering over the loss of the woman who is his sister. Like he's not crying. There's just like water splashed on his face or something like that.
And these kids are just being annoying as fuck.
They're not
outside.
tears. So dude tries to have a cry before small karate children interrupt his little episode, and he's like pissed off. He's like, go away.
I don't want to teach you today.
It's like I
Get
ain't
out of
feeling
here.
it.
Shut the fuck
My
up.
sister wife died.
Yeah, there's no words for like the first 12 and a half minutes,
Sister wife.
which is just all right.
All right.
I thought it was going to be a silent movie the whole time.
I
really
did.
I did too.
I heard an interview with
And I was
like the
like, is
director.
it subtitles? Is it not gonna have? I was so.
I heard an interview with the director, and he said something along the lines before I watched it, and he's like, "There's only 10 lines of dialogue in this whole movie." I'm like, "Ooh, this is gonna be." Ooh. It's like I like picture books
Right.
if they're naked pictures, but
Yep.
that's it.
No, they took the only good looking thing away from us right away.
Right away.
The kids are trying to make Simon feel better and come train with him, so they get the smart idea to break off a twig and give it to him.
During that sentence?
Thought the same thing.
Was it a that big of a pause?
Oh my god! Canceled.
But anyway, see, they break off a twig and they
We're
give it to
actually
him.
canceled this time for reviewing this movie. This is so bad.
But anyways, the kids, they break off a twig, they give it to him, and it fucking works.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, okay, now I'll come train."
Fuck yeah, my favorite
Yeah.
twig.
So he comes out and do
got
karate
wood.
in the yard with all these unsynchronized
Favorite
kids.
twig.
And the kids watch him like train on a bag until it falls off a tree, which seems
He's very angry.
it
He's putting
disappoints
out-
everybody. I'm like, the tree is fucking the bag is hanging up there like with a light chain. Throw it back up there. It doesn't mean you have to cancel class.
Cancel Christmas.
It's like you're not teaching discipline to these kids. And what are they doing there? It's like nobody's training them. It's just outside of his yard, and he's there for their leisure or whatever. That sounds weird too.
I'm going to assume this is planet Earth. And
Yes.
Allegedly.
So yeah, he ruins karate for the day. The guy who killed his sister drops him a little love note, and then kicked his dog in front of him. He's like,
Yeah.
the first-
So are we assuming the note said I killed your sister wife or what?
I don't know. It gives him for some reason, he gets this little note. It has like 2 kanji characters on it, and he gets all this like, oh, okay. And I assume it has something to do with Master Chan.
Oh, that's right, because he does go and visit his
Yes.
master
And
afterwards.
he uses that as a key. The only time he uses it as a key to open up the door, but it's opened up a few times later without a key. So it's very inconsistent.
Yeah, he walked around the corner and suddenly he's on a different planet or something with the big building. So
Yes, that's the
sees-
little-
sees his master.
What is it, John? The command center, the knockoff. The Wish ordered command center.
Dude, yes.
So yeah,
That's
there's
what
a
Wish has in the basement.
Master Chan watches the sloppy board breaker steady for his haphazard breaks, along with other half-broken board attempts alongside Black Man Ichi-Chin. That's my name for him.
That was a very good you got through that without messing up. That was tongue twisters in there, right there. I'm impressed.
Thank
now
you.
Do it again.
The whole thing? Black Man Itchy Chin. That's my name for him. He's Black Man Itchy Chin because of that first thing. All he did for...
Yeah, that's true. That's
you know,
all he does. He does have a sweet outfit on, though.
It's a magical outfit. We'll get to that later. So 12 minutes in, and I wonder why they kept so much bad footage in the final cut of this movie. That was my thoughts going into this already.
What, the first 12 minutes?
Yes. I'm like, dude, you used... Like, almost none of this worked. You didn't have any second takes or anything.
It is bad.
These... Yeah. Stop directing. Our writing. Yeah. So, all right. So Simon strolls up, into this bitch, into the command center.
Bitch.
Yeah, he shows
a bitch. You see a bitch.
We use that a lot now.
I know.
That was a great... Did you watch that?
I'll send you the link.
Duralius and Associates?
Did you listen to that episode?
Oh, no, I skipped that one. Sorry,
Son
guys.
of a bitch.
Do it.
Because it was wasn't it a lot of episodes or something?
Yeah, I mean, it was
But
like
it's-
an hour long.
yeah.
Like, they're
yeah.
all like 5-minute put
I
together.
didn't get to it. Sorry.
I'll send you the link. You can watch it, and then you can.
It's a lot better than this. It's actually
It
entertaining.
actually was super entertaining. Actually, what did we give that? I don't even remember.
It's probably like an 8 or so.
I'll look while you're.
It's one
that
of
way.
one of the few episodes I skipped. Sorry, guys.
I'm actually looking
Well,
right now.
you see a bitch.
We gave it a 8. Yeah.
Nice.
Anyways, if you're still listening to this, go listen to that one and then come back.
Speaking of, I just realized the title of the Black History Month episode. It's only racist if you are.
Yes. That is true.
I mean, sure. Moving on.
Anyways, so again, yeah, Simon uses the paper to get into the door. He shows this paper to these two doofuses holding an X on their shoulders, like it's their attention. I don't know what to call it.
They
They
shoot
just look
lasers
stupid.
out of their eyes.
But they're the ones who are in all white. So there's two types of people in this. There's these people dressed up in like little makeshift Devo outfits without the hats and like guns that they don't even use. Really?
No.
So yeah, the sloppy student stands back as Simon bows and walks across the dojo looking for Master Chan, played by Philip Ree, Simon's brother, with gray sprayed in hair to seem older. Cheap as fuck.
Very.
A chicken pops up from the corner, and behind Simon is a sorcerer. We don't.
What the cluck?
We don't know that. We don't know that he's a sorcerer yet. So, but yeah, Master Chan talks with his old disciple Simon, talking about karmic debts and shit.
Your sister's fate has become known to me, and your actions henceforth will alter the karmic debt she has paid. You are now between anvil and hammer. One truly forges one's own destiny. The dove is a gentle creature, full of good. But if it encounters forces greater than itself, it can be transformed.
While the magician performs crappy magic next to him, producing a dove and turning it into a hanky. Wisdom must come from within. They do a little back and forth kung fu patty cake, and the necklace ends up on Simon beneath his shirt. It's like, that was stupid and unnecessary. A symbol on the necklace will supposedly lead him to the answers he seeks. Turns out it's all you can eat Chinese restaurant. Hope they have Kung Pao chicken. I assume they do.
Dinner and a show at the restaurant.
This was okay. So Master Chan presents the Dino Claw compass to Simon. Obviously, we know. Yeah, obviously we know his old master is in cahoots with the killers. He said his sister's fate has become known to him. Well, no shit. He probably the one who ordered it. He's trying to get like the box. They got the. That's another thing I don't understand.
Yep. There it is. It clicked. Like,
Did you make a mention of this?
no, but it's just like, why didn't they grab the box?
Yes,
It
they
was
grabbed
right
the car.
there.
Her body is right next to it,
Yeah.
and I don't know whose skeleton body. That skull was up there, but there was a skeleton
True.
later. Is that
Sea of
supposed
Thieves,
to
I
be
would have
hers?
taken that skull and sold it.
You would have got some out of
I would
it.
have got something out of
There
it.
you go.
Unlike this movie.
You're not wrong. So yeah, a little showdown outside the command center, which quickly is revealed that they are friends, but not quick enough as they jump and prance across each other. Simon asks about the symbol on his necklace.
Hi, Simon.
Simon, good to see you. What brings you here?
My sister's misfortune. Seen this before?
Yeah, I've seen it. It's a restaurant. Come on, I'll show you.
all 3 characters are credited as Simon's friend. There's 3 people who help him out for one scene.
Yeah.
And then
They didn't make it.
I want to make a... Okay, now I'll save that one for a little bit later. So at the restaurant back door, they peer into a window. The girl is just snapping pics with her clunky camera, and Black Man Itchy Chen arrives with his disgruntled karate laborers, starting shit before Simon seats them in the grass. The fry boy comes out with a butcher knife. Some dude throws empty boxes from the roof. Knives are just hanging off clothing as we see people die. The guy with the gun on the roof, he pulls the knife out, throws it to the side, and then falls off the roof. If you have the wherewithal to remove a knife from your body, why would you fall off the forward? Why don't you just fall backward? If there was enough force to that to hit you, you wouldn't fall forward. You would fall backward. There's nothing in here that makes sense.
Look cool.
Sure.
Don't make excuses.
They are really trying to make this movie look cool.
The nunchuck guy killed Simon's friend's bicep to death. Like he just kept on. Like the editing for this one, like it kept on going so close to the arm. I'm like, what are you doing? Simon just touches him and then continues fighting. Like he runs over to him. He's like, okay. Like he doesn't check to see if he's okay. These are not his friends. I don't think they are. Like the way
he'll water about him later.
Yeah.
Do some watering.
The black dude was fighting before. He's actually sitting back on the sidelines again. When he came, black dude Itchy Chin comes in. Like he ends up in the fight, and then he's back where he was first posted. Like just watching all his guys fight. I'm like, are you in this or not? Like, all his man ran behind him, and they're looking at like, oh shit, dog, like he's gone. Another guy with a gun hanging on the back of the linen van shoots towards Simon. He ukemi rolls and catches Simon's friend, the other one, the bad actor one, the other bad actor one, the girl one. That's the one. Got it?
Yep.
Okay.
It all made sense in the movie.
Have you been shaking your head no this entire time?
The whole time I watched the movie, too. That's why I said my neck hurts, dude.
So after he leaves his dead friends he has no consideration for, he wanders back through nature for a brief second.
I was not prepared for how bad this was.
I was not either.
I almost texted you guys like 20 minutes in being like, I'm done. I
text the group. I don't think you were part of the group just yet, but
no, I saw it. I laughed because I was like, oh yeah.
I'm like, I can't.
I know your pain.
So a Buddha statue tells him to beware. Then he goes home acting sad, and the Mongolian Guaylo is in his cry hut, bursting out like derpa derpa, They clink sticks for a few minutes, and it's over. Simon looks
sound effects.
Yeah, Simon looks great out there. But the problem with the fight scene is you need someone who looks like they can take a hit. That's kind of something I was already saying. The Mongol Guaylo pulls out size out of nowhere. Like they're fighting and then like they just come out. Like if you're fighting, all that movement would have
I might have blacked out
rendered
in this part.
They're in the yard where they do karate.
Yeah, it's vaguely familiar to me. I probably got
maybe the aliens create size. Maybe that's part of their alienness.
Don't. Is the Buddha part of a alien? Because the Buddha produced the size. I don't get it. Yeah. Like, I don't know. If you want something to sell, you have to cheat the angle or close the gap because the hits were not connecting.
Oh, yeah. It was all like side shot.
Yes.
So, like, you could
I'm
see
like, no,
everything.
cheat an angle.
Yeah.
Fucking, like, move it to the side. I don't care. You're a one-man person. You can get over there. You don't have all this equipment. You need somebody like Jeff Hardy to, like, sell the hit. Like, fucking flop around or something like that. Like, these performers who oversell things, like,
Jim Carrey. Sorry.
He doesn't oversell, does he?
So they fight in a field for a while, and then the guy runs.
Yeah, dude gets knocked down by Simon, then pansies into the tree line after he finds out he has a similar necklace.
In Wales.
As like, you got a similar necklace? We're fucking twins, So Simon worked up an appetite, goes to the restaurant. The bad guy told him was closed, came back later. His 3 friends are probably still dead right outside. Seems no investigation was done in that time. It was probably like an hour or so. He went to his cry hut. He came back.
He was hungry.
I guess. You do work up an appetite when you fight Mongolians. Mongolian beef, that's my go-to when I go to...
When you lose some friends.
That too. Yeah.
Lose some friends in battle, gotta get some Mongolian beef.
When I go to new restaurants, Chinese restaurants, Mongolian beef is usually my go-to. I will judge your restaurant by how good your Mongolian beef is. That's my go-to dish. What's your go-to dish?
Probably a sweet and sour chicken.
What do you get at Ming's?
Made with human chickens.
What do I get at other
sorcerers.
Chinese places, or what do I get at Ming's?
So whatever. What's your go-to
General
thing
chicken.
General
Chao chicken.
So,
or almond chicken,
boom. That's good too.
usually. But at Ming's, they have a version called hot and crispy chicken, which has like no vegetables.
Did you say virgin?
Hot and crispy chicken.
Extra
I said
virgin.
a version.
Huh. Old lady's eating chicken with the magician, doing stupid tricks for kids.
That lady is not eating chicken. She is
Gorge.
devouring
Yeah.
chicken. She is loving. Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Some shirtless Chuck Norris wannabe is
Yes.
unsanitarily swinging nunchucks or Wing Chun butterfly swords around his performance. He also has like a 3-point staff. Like his weapons are changing in his hand. I mean, every single cut, it's like a new weapon. I'm like, you're building up a sweat, and people are eating, and you're just like swinging sweat in people's,
It's hot.
And these women are looking at him like he's an old school Chippendale, like.
I'm just still watching at this point going, what the fuck?
I'm still trying to figure out if he's reading the menu or if he's watching what's going on. Because like all you
was
see
really
is
close.
his eyes. Yeah.
He's just peering out.
I didn't know.
So the masked magician comes over with a platter before he could even order and seemed to be the 2 heads of his friends.
Yeah, the Japanese Jason Voorhees.
He screams. I assume the performer tried to attack the old chicken wing lady. Then the other customer bad guys start attacking him. This scream though. Ah! Like,
Yeah, the shaking
this
of the
is
head.
no, this is not working.
I hate it.
After a while, his old homeboy master makes the drop in.
Oh boy, master.
He tries to even the odds, and then they retreat to the beach with the most deep, powerful go-home line.
And you too must return to your peaceful ways. Go home, Simon. Go home. Go home. Go home. Go home. Go home.
What I didn't get is all the guys who attacked him, he'd encountered before at his old masters. Like, these are familiar faces. Like, when he walked into his Master Chan's, it's like, you were there, and you were there, and you were there. These are your boys, man. Like, whip them up. It's like, these guys pay tuition fees to your old master. Yeah.
I don't. Why did the master even get him and send him the card to come be like, hey, come defend your sister?
Because he was a formidable foe or something. And I don't, it doesn't make any sense.
Nothing does.
And like, why couldn't he just get the fucking box himself? He is Superman. He can fly. Like,
Yeah, what is that?
I don't get it.
Dude, it's fucking Iron Man just soaring through the sky.
If you've made it this far into the movie, 5 points to Gryffindor.
10 points to Gryffindor.
All right, so he runs off, clumsily returns to the ASMR whispering Buddha statue, telling him to beware like 30 times, and that Chan is evil. Chan is evil. Beware.
Traveling in a spiritual void can be dangerous. Simon, traveling in a spiritual void can be dangerous. Traveling in a spiritual void can be dangerous, Simon. Simon.
Buddha tells him that traveling in a spiritual void can be dangerous. So as he is sitting on the rock, he probably traveling in the worst edited spiritual void to put together that his old master Chan is evil. And when he returns from his low quality spiritual void, the Buddha statue has sais laid upon his lap. Like, why? That made no sense because they didn't use the sais after that. I think he grabbed them and it was just like a relic. Then guess what? Another running montage. He sneaks by the command center dojo, a building made entirely of tinted glass. You can see through this glass. Like it's see-through. Why are you sneaking around a glass building? It doesn't make sense. Smart tip. If you are sneaking by a building made of entirely of glass, you are not sneaking.
It's true.
So he watches this guy take the same chicken with the same chicken cackle out of the building as he's not really hiding, wearing bright red off the side of the building. Like that shit is reflecting.
Yeah, he's worst camo ever.
Yes. And the guy is like, the guy runs out of the building with, you know, like with a chicken. He keeps looking. Then he does the same thing again. Like they use the same. All right. So he takes a grappling hook with the string on it, makes us believe it held his weight because it's a fucking string. It was like some yarn.
Talk about the string burn on his hands. If
Not just that. But he broke into the building through tempered glass. Like, how did you get into the building? You broke tempered glass. That shit is made to withhold. Yeah, we hear the glass shatter. He's in the building.
It's Power Rangers, dude.
Moving right along. No questions. Inside, he overhears his old master saying that Simon is strong and to guard the dino claw with his life, he called a tusk to the magician. It's like, it's supposed to be a tusk? That's not a tusk. That's like me, my fingers making a C. That's how big it is.
I guess it could have been like a walrus tusk.
No, those are more straight. It looks like a raptor claw.
I don't know. Cuckoo Kachoo.
I guess.
It looks like a what?
Raptor's
a raptor claw?
Oh, you said it normal there. Yeah. You're like
Raptor
claw.
Raptor.
That
looks
that's
more
kind
like
of a cool bad name.
6-foot turkey to me. And
It
throw
probably
that
was.
in there right now.
That doesn't look very scary. More like a 6-foot turkey.
Hi.
So funny.
Ooh.
Love that movie. That movie never gets old. Jurassic Park.
Yes.
Classic.
That's a great
Holds
80s
up.
movie.
Stop trying.
92.
Stop trying to save this movie with other movies.
I'm trying my hardest.
So they're like, he must be stopped before he does too much damage. He single-handedly killed a bunch of guys in pajamas at a Chinese buffet. What is too much damage?
Hard to say.
Then he says he can't afford to lose any more of his men as he
Gonna be
turns 3
check.
of them into chickens.
I'll let you know when I get a CT scan after watching this movie.
So Simon zips up the building and Black Man Itchy Chin stops him from the side while guiding a dog with a human growl and bark. And then it runs away. And then they have like this, there's surveillance. Like the surveillance is pretty much on the guys. It is perfectly framed around them while these guys in the surveillance room are not paying attention to it until they are. And then they alert something and then like 14 guys run out. I'm like, their security sucks. I'm just saying. Everybody loses by one guy who used to go to train there. And we get to see Devo Band for some reason. It's like, and I guess that is the tribute Devo band that the one of the writers, like it's a band that he's actually in. I'm sorry for that.
Oh, well, don't stay for the after credits show. I did just because I was like, I'm already in it. It wasn't worth it.
I was like, there's got to be something more too.
I do like that the skeleton was burning on the head, the heart, and the balls.
Yes.
And that's what we think with.
That's the chakra. All 3 of those?
Yep. I think with my head, my brain,
and your mind.
and my heart.
Let me clear some of these notes here.
Just clear out
just
the whole
delete them.
thing.
Delete. Some more stuff happens.
But yeah, no, the director said he had to use all the footage in all this, but yeah, no. So people start running out of the building, almost falling.
More stuff.
There's no second takes. 3 men just grasp the fabric of his shirt. Like when they finally corner him, they grasp like, and then he drops out of his shirt. I'm like, you guys aren't even trying to catch him. You just undressed him. Is that what you guys are trying to do?
Worst shirt ever.
Second
They're
hottest person in this movie.
He
Just showed
escapes piling these guys in geese. Did they contact a sister compound, do you think? Is there
Another
just one
alien
spot?
building? I don't know.
Because he was running And the location is right here. He's running over here, and people cut him off on this.
Oh
end.
yeah, down the hill.
Is there another compound that they notified?
That he did do a sweet move right there where he had like a kick punch combo to two guys.
Right.
I was for that.
That got that.
That was the highlight of mine. That was the highlight of the movie. Yep, that was a point right there.
And the camera too. The surveillance camera seems to still catch all of this. Back in the surveillance room,
guys were
it's still right there. Yes.
I love that scene. That made me laugh out loud.
Hold the door. And they look at it. They look at each other. They're like,
and then they just run away.
What do we do? Oh, I think they're going out. But we don't see them.
Go kill them.
47 minutes in, when Simon is fighting the guy he beat up 2 times already, Black Man Itchy Chin, Simon is actually trying so hard not to smile. Did you?
Yeah, I mean, ugh.
Wait, no, he's not. He doesn't care. He's not. Oh, he's obviously breaking character, and they kept it in. They kept everything in. You don't use your first takes like in fight scenes. You will have to take more than one. The choreography and I guess when you're actually doing the choreography, and then when you're actually on scene, not all the times it's going to work the first time, unless you're like professional. Unless you are hitting your mark, like if it's a stunt or something like that, you're going to need more than one. I did not get this part though. Black Man Itchy Chin was actually getting the upper hand, but then fell down into a puddle.
He doesn't like water. Aliens.
I guess. But he was laying in the water like damn, my Gucci linen, son. Like. But when he was getting spanked, I guess Simon, he was getting spanked, and then he just like fell down. I'm like, that is stupid. For the third time, sorry, I guess Black Man Itchy Chin, he got spanked for the third time, but he kept on attacking though. He was acting like he was being electrocuted in a cartoon way. He's like, it was like, what are you doing? So they end up chasing him again onto some Da Vinci style bridge. Guess who shows up? To get his ass kicked for the 4th time. That's right, Black Man Itchy Chin.
Itchy Chin.
And guess what? His stuff is all clean and pressed. It's like his shit is dry. He no remnants of looking like he came from a puddle.
It's alien.
And this is like 1 minute later.
The dryer's built in.
I'm like, oh my God. So Simon ends up throat punching him and then checking his bling. He's like, give me your shit, son. I don't know why I'm doing that.
I don't know why they had the what was the medals for again?
Medallions are supposed to, when you connect them, it opens up the box. And the box has like that little cock ring.
Okay.
That would have been better.
It's in there. It's a little rod in there that you put the circle medallion, a completed necklace circle medallion in there. So yes, Simon fought a lot of guys, but I think most of these guys killed themselves. Some of them were jumping off the bridge or falling down or throwing themselves around, and Simon wasn't even moving. You think they created bad guys with death wishes at the dojo? Like, watch me hurt myself. What is it? Like,
they all
can't even break
secretly
boards.
wanted to be chickens. They knew if they lost, they're like, yes, I get to become a chicken.
They were all cocks at heart.
Oh. So all these bad guys with weapons, we've even seen some of them have guns. Like one of them who shot his friend, we think, probably. I don't know. One of them shot back at him. Like, he runs back to his unkept yard where kids try to kick each other, and he's like, let's go. Let's go. I assume they took the exact path all the way back and not one baddie in sight after he literally just dropped all of them in a long wake.
Yep.
Like they just got up and went back to the dojo. They ceased the chase. I'm going to just add this in right here. This movie is called Furious, right?
That's how I felt afterwards.
I did not see... Well, yeah, I think that's for the audience. I think that's for the audience.
Leave this movie furious about what you just paid for.
Simon did not look furious at all at one bit. Like, he didn't care for his friends. He barely cared for his sister. He's running around like...
He was more furious that the kids wanted to do something. That was like the most furious he was in this whole movie.
Well, he threw a fit and went back crying. Like,
I've seen a lot of movies with furious in the title, and none of them are this one.
Maybe.
Good movies, I should say.
Maybe he had to use the first take on all of it because the only budget he had was his allowance from his mom, and he was furious that she only gave him $20.
Only.
I don't.
What do you do with the other 18?
I think this movie should have been called like Mildly Uncomfortable or something like that. Like his
movie
watering over sister wife.
When he was like meditating, this isn't going to translate well, but he's like, I'm like, what are you doing?
You're a visual medium.
So anyways, he goes to send some kids to fuck with the armed Devo guards. Simon sneaks up afterwards as these guards let their asses get beat. Let me remind you, they have guns, both of them, and they never drop them. Like, they didn't use the guns on anything. What was that tap-tap shit? That tap-tap shit doesn't work. That tip-tap shit.
I don't remember.
It was
the
like doing a
tap-tap.
little kick.
Oh.
Remember in Kickboxer when...
Nope.
Maybe it was supposed to be like really fast, like Street Fighter?
Yeah. Well,
And they forgot to add the fast motion in.
I guess. Well, Eric Sloan
We
told
didn't have
his
the
brother
budget for
Kurt
fast.
that tip tap shit don't work, but he kept on doing like the little tap tap tap.
Damn it, kid. How many times do I have to tell you? You don't win fights with that tip-tap shit.
But yes, here we're going to see fighting with the chickens. What the fuck is all I have to say? The porn star pedo stash and stupid smile. Like he's like, but not as cool as like Kung Pao. He's like, you foolish mortal. Like the lines are
Bad.
yes.
Foolish mortal.
The trick that held no bearing in any of this training was to duck the chicken to face the pig.
That
That
poor
was the
pig is
mirror.
no longer of
Duck
this
the
earth.
chicken, and then he faces the pig. Yes. The reflection of the mirror being attacked with the chicken
Justin
sorcerer
does
spell
that.
actually turns him into a pig. Don't make sense of it.
Yeah, and then the guy turned good.
Yes. And he was like, capitalism and fast food franchises. Like,
Yeah.
that's.
That was the goal.
Simon, come closer. Master is evil. You must stop him before it's too late. He turned evil after learning Western ways. You know, capitalism and fast food franchises. He even used me to use sorcery to lower his overhead. But now he seeks the ultimate power. Take the tusk from inside. My coat. No, not the medallion. The enchanted tusk. It will lead you through the forbidden Mongolian caves, where lies the key to the universe. Good luck, Simon. His powers are unlimited, and the fate of the world rests in your hands. Only you can stop him now, for I am no longer of this world.
For God's sake, the pig has the fourth necklace medallion. Like, I don't know where they were going.
I'm gonna need
I
a
think
neck.
this is written the day of. I don't.
I'm gonna need a neck brace from shaking my head this many times.
Lawsuit incoming.
Such a big lead up with no payoff, like arriving at a drug deal with ruthless killers where you would typically have a briefcase full of money, but the briefcase was empty and open, yet still pass all the security checks. You know, nothing is going to happen, right? But he still fucking succeeded. He got in there with nothing. But yeah, no, that was one of my favorite parts about the whole movie was the Karate Pig sorcerer who hates capitalism and fast food franchises and dies.
Don't we all?
Yes. The excuse given was that he had to pit a mortal against mortal to consecrate the medallions to gain access to astral
Consummate?
plane. Consecrate.
Oh,
That too.
there should have been some consummation in this movie.
With his sister wife.
Yeah,
So,
want to see her
Master,
nips.
Everything has come full circle.
You see, Simon, I had to pit mortal against mortal to consecrate each medallion with the aura of death. They will be my key to the astral plane, the source of ultimate power. And now, you too must die.
Yeah, then he did like a foot style patty cake to his master's balls. He's like,
Yeah, what was that?
like that? Do aliens
Slap
have?
him up.
Do aliens have balls?
Hard to say.
The part where there was multiple Master Chans laughing all over the place, like he's inside like this room.
That was.
I'm like, what are you?
He's really fast. So fast. He's just flying.
Oh my god, you can't see it, guys.
This was like a Wish version of Enter the Dragon. Like they couldn't use any of the reflections, so they had
And
to
it
just
wasn't
post
like
him at
quick.
places.
It was like 45 minutes of him laughing in different places. I went to the bathroom, came back, and
and it's still happening.
still happening.
Like he's again on like
and I thought he was a grandma at first.
He's
when
on like the top of the
I was
set.
like, he just hit that grandma in the face.
He looks like a over the fireplace painting of some guy just like laying sprawled about or whatever, laughing all maniacally and
over the fireplace.
Don't
like a mantle.
I feel like you would have one of those, like when you were on set of
Not a picture of your fucking mother.
So him running out into the hall and getting kicked and falling 3 or 4 times. Yeah. Master Chan dips out of the Superman.
It was like 6 or 7,
give or take. Yeah.
It was like boom, boom, boom. And then I was surprised they didn't interject him again.
They should have. It would have been better.
I could have watched 10 minutes of that, honestly.
So yeah, Master Chan dips out. He Supermans it. Like he's flying through the air like Superman. Like his hair is blowing into his face and stuff. He's pretty much hanging outside of a helicopter, giving the illusion that the dude flies.
I don't even think it was a helicopter. I think they was on a cliff.
Probably.
He was like,
well, they did have access to a helicopter, and that's what they used.
Oh, that's true. They did
an
aerial shot. The 45-minute fight.
Simon quickly jumps up after suffering a concussion.
This was the longest short movie I've ever watched in my life.
And he knows his way out of this place. Like he's been in there once, and now he knows everything about it. Like after he just suffered the concussion.
I'm not convinced that they're just not going into one room. That's why it's so easy. It's a big ass building, but it's just
not only
one
that,
big ass room.
But all the kids that came over there, I guess they were past curfew. They fucking dipped out too. Like nobody's there. Simon busts
weird
out.
how people just showed up and disappeared in this movie all the time.
Simon
all the time
runs out the door, and the guards are still planted there. The guards that the kids took down, they're planted there again, and he fucking Northern styles bitch slaps both of them.
Maybe they're robots, and they just keep like resetting. I don't know. Go on.
Are you giving excuses for that?
Are they?
I don't know.
They're
necklace. They were magnetic. Cool. Master Chan puts them in the rod in the box, and it's a fall away trap box that shows a bad version of Simon's sister screaming all weird. Another one take shot, I'm sure. Simon comes up and kicks the shit out of his hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So much for the trip to the afterlife or whatever this box was supposed to do.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Ether World or something?
The astral, yeah.
Astral World. That was it.
They both get blasted into some
Sounds like a
idea
magic
of an
book.
astral plane, which is just a dark room with smoke. You know, they had like a fog machine, and they kept on like clicking back and forth to it. The astral plane is a place where it makes your kung fu look worse than it actually is, I guess. Like they looked worse in there than they did on like the mountain with no choreography. So there's at least 3 minutes of laughing for no reason while they exchange fists.
At least.
At the top of the mountain, after coming back into the real world, Master Chan eventually turns into a burning skeleton where the astral box was. Then he kicks the camera, Simon does, ends up back at home. Kids are training, nothing better to do. But yeah, no, 10 minutes in, I wanted to shut it off, and I would have had the same payoff as finishing this movie. That's it.
And then there's a terrible music number. Alien music.
I could not. I'm sorry.
If anyone watches this movie, let us know, and let us know if you took lots of drugs responsibly to make it better.
Or irresponsible.
If it did make it better.
Yeah. I mean, that might be better.
It doesn't matter.
Situation.
No, it was hard for me to get through this. It was hard for me even to write something up about it.
Especially when you're flaccid the whole time trying to get through it.
And Lonnie voted this a 5. I would like to know why he put it as like, oh, it's a good movie. Or not a good movie. It's a movie. It's a very basic.
Yeah, that's
to me,
your
5s
standard.
are rewatchable. I think there's rewatchability with 5s.
I don't think there's rewatchability with 5.
I
think
do.
it's well, okay.
I don't say it's good or anything.
I think with a 5,
Okay, maybe.
I describe a 5. If you're thumbing through channels and it's on, you stop and watch it for a little bit.
Yeah.
But then if it goes to a commercial and you go to find something else, you don't go back to it.
Okay, American Pie 2 comes to mind when you say that because that's like
really? I like that one.
There's things that
I
are-
like it, but like, is it a Marvel? Like, not a
I haven't
Marvel,
watched
but is
it
it a
in so-
masterpiece?
Yeah, no.
You're probably right. It's probably a 5, but I would watch it every time it's on.
Right.
There's certain things that I have double ratings
Especially that
for.
walkie-talkie scene.
For like, if there's movies that I grew up with as a kid that have nostalgic effect, I rate it high. But if I'm honest about it, I know it's about a 5 or so. It's like, it's not the best movie. Like Street Fighter. Street
I
Fighter's
like
not
Space Jam.
Yeah, I would say it's more.
I
than
like
a 5.
Space Jam, but it's probably a 5.
Yeah.
6 maybe a 6.
I would say closer to 7 for myself because it was very entertaining and it expands.
I
Like,
mean, that's
kids
what I
these
base
days love
movies
that.
off of anymore is rewatchability. That's why, This Is Where I Leave You and Death to Smoochie, like those are so high on my list because I rewatch those all the time.
Right.
If I'm bored, I want something to entertain me. It's like watching the same TV show over and over again. You guys watch The Office or whatever to go to sleep, or Friends or whatever we watch. Like mine is a movie. Like I'll throw a movie like that on. Like Jurassic Park, I can watch anytime. That's a movie that's a 10.
Right.
That, but I'm not changing the channel. Like I said with, like you said, American Pie 2, that's probably actually a good example.
I think the moral of the story of this review is
Watch all those movies but this one.
Yeah,
Yes.
skip this movie and watch all the other movies.
There
we
is-
just said.
All right. So one of the scenes.
Watch The Brave Little Toaster.
One of the scenes that I
That one
was
does not
introduced.
hold
I've
up,
seen this.
Unfortunately,
It doesn't?
no.
I haven't watched it
rewatched
in
it
30
with the
years.
kids,
That is not a
I
kid's
haven't watched
movie.
it in 30 years.
Ooh, it's sad.
It
It's-
doesn't hold up.
You know what's sad is Land Before Time,
Oh yeah.
which is
all
about
they had
the
was
same length as
themselves,
this movie.
and it's so much better.
But his mom dying? No way, dude.
All right. So one of the box art here says "Red Hot Karate Action," all new, never before shown in
Nude?
theaters. All new,
Oh, no.
filmed entirely
fault.
on location in Southern California.
Southern.
Southern. Oh yeah. No, but I mean, like, these guys are amazing choreographers. I mean, they've done shit in like Marvel films,
They've done
Inception,
shit in my
Dark Knight,
my
you know,
favorite
like-
movie, Inception.
Yeah, and it's like this does not
Those
showcase.
movies were all 20 years later.
Yes,
too.
but they are skilled even back
30.
then. But this does not showcase their skills to the best of their abilities because they don't have people who know how to film action.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take your word on that because it looked terrible.
Yeah, it does.
It all looked terrible. I'm like, oh, these people got a lot better apparently. But
I
No,
did
if you
like
watch the Dark Knight, like we just said,
Yeah.
Inception. That choreography's. I mean,
yeah,
same person too, also directing that.
right.
But
That speaks volumes. I mean, the director, the cinematographer,
Nolan
whatever.
is one of the greatest
Yeah.
directors of all
He
time.
knows he can vision art.
Yes,
This
he
person
can.
again, I've
Very
seen.
much.
I might actually show you guys a trailer of something. No, fuck it. I'm not gonna bore you with other shit of his. Never mind. I want to, but I don't want to. We won't even get 20 seconds in. And you're gonna be like, turn it off. It's not worth it. If you want to do it on your own time.
Sounds like my sex life.
But I did like the absurdity of that one scene, the go home thing. I was introduced to that. I seen that a few years ago. I didn't know that was this movie. And I thought it was going to be I thought it was written to be absurd. But this is written to, I don't know.
No, when things are written to be absurd, it's actually entertaining. Like the Turn Down for What music video. Have you guys ever seen that?
Yeah.
That is
It's like, what?
absurdity for absurdity. Like it's written that way and it's awesome. This,
Not so much.
I
maybe
wouldn't
that
even
was a
give
big
it-
part of this is they didn't have a clear direction of is this a
Any-
comedy?
Well, even the
Is
actors
this an
didn't know.
action?
anything. Yeah, you said the actor didn't even know.
Yeah, so
And not a lot of people
It
have
shows.
apparently seen this. There's no reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. It's 4 reviews on IMDb.
We're not
And
even going to
2
do
of
it.
them are 10s.
Well, if you want, do you want to
Yeah,
do a
did-
favorite, least favorite? I didn't pick
I don't
one.
have a least
These
favorite.
aren't
just
even
look
worth.
look up one review unless I want to hear what other people think.
I'll read a review of Furious 7.
That doesn't help.
That's better.
Not helpful.
Fast and the Furious. I'm going to rewatch all of those just to erase everything about this movie. Like, you can't even find it when you're searching it. There it is.
First one is a 10 out of 10. Second one,
What?
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
8 out of 10. 1 out of 10. Only one out
All
of
right,
10.
here, I'll read one. I'll read the first one. This is the only review that was on here until the second guy did it in October or whatever.
Ooh.
This is, well, he gives it 10 out of 10.
Oh God.
He calls it unpredictable and unique. In the morning. This is, without a doubt, the
Did
most...
you say it was reviewed in 2003?
2003,
Okay,
yes.
yes.
September 17, 2003.
By Riri. Secretly.
It's probably them. Yeah. It's Steph 79. This is, without a doubt, the most amazing movie I have ever seen. It still fascinates me to this day. I guarantee you will never, ever see another movie like this, you're right, because if I see
I can't
this,
deny that. But
if someone asked me what my top 5 most memorable films were, this would definitely be number 1 on the list. Trust me, go see it. 10 out of 10.
God, it's got to be like a troll, or he's on the wrong movie.
He's on the wrong.
I gotta see if he
did give La La Land an 8. He recently reviewed Baby. Oh wait, that was us. Just kidding. I was like, he just reviewed Baby Driver.
I was tempted to put a bad review on this. That way we can just read our own shit.
Nice. He gave Tenet a 7 out of 3.
All right, well, that was a 10 out of 10. Do you have like the 1 out of 10 pulled up? I'm curious to hear.
There wasn't.
It's a very long one. It's a 1 out of 10.
Oh yeah, read it.
It's a
maybe not the whole thing, just a little.
I'm gonna skim through a lot of this. Admittedly fun at times, but ultimately Furious is mind-blowing, stupid, and amateurish.
Yep.
Written 2016 by Idiot Deluxe. Let me state right from the start, when it comes to a movie that's as scatterbrained and unfocused as Furious, that makes it a real challenge to write anything of succinct review, I think. This makes movies like Surf 2 seem perfectly logical in comparison. And on a matter of speaking, succinctly, I can't say this word, succinctly, Furious, even for a martial arts film, has some astonishingly bad voice dubs and often with hilarious results. That being said, it takes a whole 15 minutes before there is a single word of intelligible dialogue. Furious is certainly quite a mixed bag of several things: martial arts, pseudo-mythology, Chinese restaurants, bad voice dubbing, but most of all, complete and utter nonsense, as it's constantly shifting from ludicrous to tedious, from hilarious to repetitious, and ultimately making very little sense in the long run. Simply put, it's stranger than stranger. Skip some. On the matter of determining where it is that the movie is taking place at is absolutely impossible, and it's kind of surreal in that regard, as if you're floating through time and space in a quasi netherworld. I mean, like, it seems like it's on Earth, like in some dude's farm, backyard, whatever, a cliff. Mika the Sorcerer is a memorable character, an evil wizard who has a talent for literally shooting chickens out of his hands. It's clever. It has so much potential, but they missed it all. You know, I
don't think this did have potential.
I think my computer has a virus just going on this page.
The Internet
the
Movie
Furious
Database.
page. That was a bad joke. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I must have watched this film
again
many times.
I saw no furiousness.
No
to
furious.
anything.
False advertising. You know what? I'm going to review this title.
Right now?
Yep.
All right. Next movie review. I was kind of thinking of doing something more of the Asian persuasion, but I can't seem to find that anywhere but on Google Play, so we're not. You posted something not too long ago.
Me?
Yes. And it got me curious of a favorite movie of mine.
What?
A movie.
Rom-com?
No, not really.
No.
It's kind of a movie we've already done. It's going to be a very similar to like Stand By Me, but not Stand By Me. Different. You said I am kind of like
you are just dancing around what you're trying to fucking say here. Is this to make this movie review longer because it's not going to be long?
No, it's going to be like an hour.
It's
Anyways.
too long for this. Oh my God, we're as long as the movie again.
Let's close it up here. All right. You made a mention about one of your friends who is going to hate you for not knowing the certain lyrics of a song.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to review one of my favorite movies that has that band in it.
Oh,
we're gonna be.
Fuck my life.
It's a good movie. Oh, see, all right, and I'm not even a fan of the band. I'm a fan of the culture that is around that band.
This better be the only movie that I like.
You guys talked about Beck recently.
We're going to be.
No, it's my thing that I posted about Kiss.
Yes, we're going to be reviewing 1999's Detroit Rock City.
Okay, it could be worse.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
It is a good movie. It's a fun movie.
I've heard good things though.
Yeah.
From you.
It's like I'm not even I'm not a fan of Kiss. I mean, like I like some of their hits. I mean, they're not like a diehard. I need to go buy their stuff. We got a local friend who's won many world records when it comes to like guitar competitions and stuff. And this is his diehard band. But yeah, no, this will be a fun one, I think. Not too much. It's gonna be a fun ride. It's kind of like along the American Pie with Stand By Me elements of like four friends, just
very late
kind
90s.
of yes.
Yeah.
It's a fun one.
Well, anything's got to be better than this.
Oh. Let me see where this is. Oh, this is at a 6.8 on Internet Movie Database.
Furious?
Sorry. No. Furious is like a 4 point something.
Which is high.
Yeah. It's because of all those random 10s from people.
Yeah, those guys giving it.
This was rough, guys.
Yeah, I know. It was. Oof.
I feel
I got like.
I said
25% into my notes, and I was like, I want to.
I have to write 600 characters about this movie.
Make them all periods. Double space it.
Clever. A lot of periods.
Ew. Oh.
Wait, what's that line? Go home.
Go home.
I'm just gonna put that.
Go home.
This movie needs to go home.
Just put that. Just keep repeating that.
I'm doing it. Is it Simon?
Yes.
Go home, Simon. Yes.
Don't do it to yourselves, guys.
Thank you guys for tuning in to episode BPT Movie Review 42.
For real, 42.
For real, 42. It's going to reflect on the image, the cover art. John is still shaking his head because of this movie and because I ruined his force.
For both, actually. That is correct.
But yeah, have a good one.
I'm going to go watch something good.
See you next week.
Go home, Simon.
Nice.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. This concludes our broadcast day. Click.
Go home, Simon. Go home. Go home. Go home. Go home. Go home.